first day of the 2024 MLB postseason takes us to Camden Yards at Baltimore, Maryland. The Orioles making the playoffs for the second straight year. Last year, they broke a 7-year drought. In doing so, they are now entering the postseason riding a 7-game losing streak. This is something they want to end here against the Kansas City Royals, who have ended their 9-year playoff drought. The last time they made the playoffs was when they won the World Series in 2015. It's only the second time these two teams will meet in the postseason. Ragans and Corbin Burnes being the starting pitchers for Kansas City and Baltimore respectively. So the losing streak for the Orioles is dated back to the 2014 ALCS, where ironically they were swept by the Royals. It's an 8-game losing streak, rather. But heading into this game, they want to end that. Hello, everyone. I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The rain may be going on here in Baltimore, but it may be lighter than it's initially expected to be. Isolated showers may be anticipated, but we don't know as for certain if this will go on throughout the day. So as for this matchup to watch between Kansas City and Baltimore, we've seen the Chiefs and the Ravens play previously, an opening night on the NFL in week 1, and the Chiefs hoisting their third Super Bowl banner in 5 years, and now Kansas City and Baltimore's baseball teams take on each other. Just a drive away from the site of where last year's AFC Championship game was played at, M&T Bank Stadium. Now it's at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Two aces getting the ball in the ALWCS Game 1 with Cole Ragans, the Orioles countering with former Cy Young winner Corbin Burnes. Ragans will take the mound for the Royals' first playoff game since 2015. Ragans has been dominant all year long, ever since he was acquired in the trade that sent Aroldis Chapman to the Texas Rangers. Ragans posted a .327 expected ERA because of how effective he has been with his fastball and a changeup. He has thrust into starting duties ever since he was riding the bullpen for the Rangers in his time there. His fastball has incredible stop plus numbers because of its movement. The pitch is over 17 inches of induced vertical break and 12 inches of run, while averaging well over 95 miles an hour. And his changeup is even better. Sets over 48% whiff rate, and opposing hitters only have a 251 XW OBA against it. The other thing that makes him so good is how he dominates right-handed hitters. Against righties this year, he's only allowing a 265 WOBA, 11.44 strikeout per 9 innings rate. This offense has sputtered over the second half of the season with a 95 WRC+, and Bobby Witt Jr. has been incredible with MVP-type numbers all year long. But he can't be the only one to carry the offense. Losing Vinny Pasquantino for the remainder of the regular season really hurt this lineup because he was only one of 3 hitters with a WRC plus over 100 since the All-Star break. It isn't the best of matches with the Royals because they haven't been very good against right-handed cutters, ranking inside the bottom 5 of baseball in XWOBA. The bullpen as well has been terrible for the first half of the year, has some of the worst pitching modeling metrics in baseball. Even with James MacArthur being a nice feel-good story for the first half of the season, as he has cooled off fast. But all that bullpen talk has changed at the deadline when they acquired Lucas Erceg from the Oakland Athletics. Since the All-Star break, they had the 14th best expected FIP and are 10th in terms of pitching plus. For Baltimore, Burnes has had a really good first year with the O's, 273 expected ERA, but something interesting has been happening with him. He has not generated as many swings and misses as he used to, and his strikeout rate is down 12.5% from his peak year in 21. What he's done now, starting to throw his cutter up in the zone more often, but also has thrown the pitch at a lesser rate. Last year, he threw his cutter around 55% of the time. This year it's down to 45%. That means he's throwing his slider and curveball more often, but his curveball has actually been less effective as the XWOBA allowed it. On it is up 82 points and the whiff rate is down 12%. He has faced the Royals twice early on the year, and he wasn't that effective, having allowed 13 hits and 5 earned runs in those 2 starts. There are some concerning looks at the O's lineup in this game. The overall numbers against left-handed pitchers look good, but when looking deeper, it's not as good as initially thought of. They're one of the better lines against left-handed fastballs, but when they have to face lefties who throw at least 95 miles an hour or more, only Ryan Mountcastle and Anthony Santander have above 300 xWOBA. Then, when looking at how the O's fared against left-handed changeups, it's even worse. Baltimore's a 284 xWOBA against left-handed changeups, and the O's bullpen was good for the first half of the year, but it's been closer to league average since the All-Star break, even with Craig Kimbrell designated for assignment. Over the second half of the year, the ERA climbed up to 481, and over the past 30 days since their ERA has been above 5. Not the best of looks for a team that relies on good hitting and with solid pitching. So as we look at the full breakdown with the Game 1 frequently asked questions. So this game getting set to go in about 10 minutes on the first pitch. So Ragans acquired from the Rangers. There were high expectations placed on him, and he has met every single one of them. 3.14 ERA with 223 strikeouts and 186 in the third innings across 32 starts. In September, the Royals struggled as they chased down a postseason spot, but Ragans put up 108 ERA in 4 starts. He didn't have many truly bad starts this year, but he didn't fare well against Baltimore in 2 regular season outings, allowing 7 runs through 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So that is of key. So Ragans said, quote, "I'm going to keep the same mentality I've had all year. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to make anything any different, any better. We're in this spot for a reason. We got here because of how all of us have prepared all year." So Burnes acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers in a blockbuster on February 1st. He pitched up to lofty expectations during his first year with the O's. With a 2.92 ERA, 181 strikeouts, and 194 1/3 innings over 32 starts. He had a 3.97 ERA, 5 earned runs over 11 1/3 innings, and 2 regular season starts against the Royals. That was back in April. So as for the starting lineups, the biggest factor for the Royals was the status of Vinny Pasquantino, having suffered a broken right thumb at the end of August, but his recovery went well, so he is starting third in the lineup for Game 1 against the O's. Michael Massey has started as the leadoff hitter 16 times in 100 games this year. He's going to bat first in his first career playoff game. He is the second baseman for Kansas City. Bobby Witt Jr. playing that Corey Seager spot. He is the shortstop and is second in the order, just like Seager with the Rangers. Pasquantino third. Salvador Perez, the catcher, he is fourth. Yuli Gurriel will be playing at first base, which is Pasquantino's preferred spot. Pasquantino's the DH for this game. Gurriel at first base. The 40-year-old picked up off waivers. MJ Melendez at left field is sixth in the order. Tommy Pham at right field, he is seventh. Kyle Isbell at center field, and Michael Garcia at third base. That is your batting order for the Royals. For Baltimore, with Ragans on the mound, the O's have slotted in the right-handed bat of James McCann into the lineup. Cedric Mullins is getting to start center field with Colton Cowser at left field because of how good Mullins is on defense. Ryan O'Hearn, who is the first baseman and a designated hitter, will begin on the bench against his former team. So their starting lineup goes like this. Gunnar Henderson at shortstop. Jordan Westberg at second base. Anthony Santander at right field. Ryan Mountcastle at first base. Adley Rutschman at DH. Cowser at left field. Ramon Urias at third base. Cedric Mullins at center field. And McCann at catcher. The tarp is being removed here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, as both Ragans and Burnes get set for their first playoff starts of this year. So how will the bullpens line up after the starter? Let's give a look in for Kansas City, and there may be an idea for how this may be. Lucas Erceg is KC's closer, though he'll handle the highest leverage part of the game, so there is a clear idea for Kansas City. So he'll handle the highest leverage part of the game, even if that comes in the 7th or the 8th innings. The lefties, Chris Bubich, Sam Long, and Angel Zerpa will get other high leverage spots. And the Royals have been making sure that they can all handle right-handed batters in those big moments. But righty John Schreiber will also be relied on to get the big outs against righties and lefties. Daniel Lynch IV and Michael Lorenzen and Brady Singer are all poised to throw multiple innings if needed, especially Lynch, who is a lefty, Lorenzen and Singer being righties. For Baltimore, because the O's have clinched home field advantage for the Wild Card Series, they used the rest of the weekend in Minnesota to get their relievers some light work and could also keep everybody fresh. Although the O's could play the matchups in save situations, Sir Anthony Dominguez has served as the primary ninth inning reliever for the last 2 months, so he is the de facto closer, even though nobody has been listed as the closer for the O's. Yennier Cano, who's a righty, and Danny Colomb, who's a lefty, are expected to be the other primary relievers that the Orioles turn to in high leverage spots late in games. So injuries of note heading into this game. Getting Pasquantino back is massive for the Royals lineup, and amounts to a much quicker return than the Royals originally thought when they put a 6 to 8 week timeline on his rehab a month ago. Will Smith, who is dealing with back spasms, and Chris Stratton, with a right forearm flexor sprain, are not on the active roster for Kansas City. They are both relievers. Smith originally was the closer when he signed with Kansas City, but he lost that spot to James McArthur, who lost that spot to Lucas Ursig. For Baltimore, of the 7 players on the O's IL, the only one who could potentially return in October is right-handed reliever Birch Smith, who is dealing with a right adductor groin strain. But the 34-year-old had a .574 ERA in 25 appearances for the O's, so he may not have been involved in the roster plans even if healthy. So who's hot and who is not? Kansas City needs to get its offense in the groove again. In the last 11 games, KC has scored 1 run or fewer 7 times. They're not a home run hitting team, but the power has been non-existent. Witt has been doing most of the heavy lifting lately. With Pasquantino back, it should help, but the rest of the lineup needs to get hot quickly. Meanwhile, the Royals' pitching has been outstanding all year, especially the last month. The .355 rotation ERA ranks second in baseball and best in the playoff field. The bullpen has been an area of concern all season, but it's been a strength of the team in the past 3 weeks. The .190 ERA over the final 22 games of the season since September 4th, and it helps that the 1-2 starter punch of Cole Ragans and Seth Lugo have been on fire. Not to mention the additions of Michael Wacha to the starting rotation, with Brady Singer having a revival. So for Baltimore, Mountcastle has been on a tear since returning from the IL last Tuesday. 8 for 21, batting a .381 in 6 games after missing more than a month because of a left wrist sprain. O'Hearn also had a strong final week of the regular season, 8 of 20, with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in his last 6 games. Baltimore likely needs some of Henderson, who was 4 of 18 in his last 5 games, Westberg, 422, Rutschman, 523, and Kauser, 420, to get going this week. So as of note here, the 2014 ALCS is the only previous time the O's and the Royals have met in the postseason, with Kansas City sweeping the best-of-7 series, 4 games. Only one player who appeared in the 2014 ALCS remains on either roster, and that's Salvador Perez, who said his 4th MLB season at the time, is now a 13-year veteran at age 34. This wildcard series features a head-to-head meeting of the players taking with the top 2 picks of the 2019 MLB draft, that being Adley Rutschman, 1st overall, and Bobby Witt Jr., 2nd overall. Henderson was also taken to the 2nd round by Baltimore that year. The O's won the season series against the Royals 4-2. Ragans and Burnes faced off in both series, and Baltimore winning both of those games. On April 3rd, after a 5-hour rain delay, Ragans allowed just 1 hit in 6 1/3 innings, but Kansas City lost on James McCann's walk-off hit. Burnes allowed 2 runs in 5 2/3 innings that day, and then earned the win on April 20th after yielding 3 runs in 5 2/3 innings, even though the Royals nearly came back to win the game. Ragans didn't make it out the second inning, second start against the Orioles, with 7 runs allowed in that game. So we'll get to a position-by-position breakdown once we come back for the first pitch here in Baltimore. will be set to go for Game 1 of the AL Wildcard Series. As the Royals, they'll be going first. Massey, Witt, Pasquantino, Perez, Gurriel, Melendez, Pham, Isbell, and Garcia. The 1 through 9. So the 26-man roster is being released by both teams entering this game. Michael Lorenzen, Daniel Lynch, John Schreiber, Chris Bubich, Brady Singer, Michael Wacha, Cole Ragans, Lucas Erceg, Angel Zerpa, Seth Lugo, Sam Long, the pitchers for Kansas City. Salvador Perez and Freddie Fermin are the catchers. Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Michael Garcia, Paul DeJong, Yuli Gurriel, Michael Massey, Adam Frazier, the infielders. Outfielders being MJ Melendez, Garrett Hibson, Hunter Renfroe, Tommy Pham, Kyle Isbell, and Dairon Blanco for Kansas City. The outfield. So first pitch is set to go here. We're underway here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Corbin Burnes set to pitch to Michael Massey, batting .259 on the regular season. Other game that's underway as Burnes throws the first pitch strike. No swing from Massey. Down for the middle. Other game that's underway is the Tigers and the Astros. Tigers up 3-0 on the Astros. My good friend John Ott has that call. At the top of the 6th inning, runner at first base with 1 out. Massey skies this over to left field, and it's down. A second pitch base hit on a cutter off Corbin Burnes. Exit velocity of 662 on that first pitch for Massey. So Bobby Witt Jr., who may be in the talks for AL MVP, in there with Aaron Judge on his historic year. Witt may have an argument for AL MVP, as with his batting average of .332 being one of the hottest players in the MLB and being the face of the Kansas City Royals. First pitch, Witt fouls. In the Tigers game, Tariq Schoolboys pitched 5 innings, gave him 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, but has not surrendered a run. Framber Valdez pulled after 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, allowed 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts after 78 pitches. The 0-1. Witt takes it down low, sweeper 85, and it's 0-2 quickly. In the scoring for Detroit, Jake Rogers, RBI base hit, scoring Winsell Perez. Trey Sweeney, RBI base hit to center, scoring Parker Meadows. And then Matt Vierling, RBI base hit to center, scoring Rogers. All in the 2nd inning at the top. Massey gets back to first on a failed pickoff attempt. We look at position breakdowns between Baltimore and Kansas City. So at catcher will be one of the more interesting position battles. Bobby Witt Jr. skies this up. Who wants it? Mountcastle's getting back, stepping up. It is Arias, but Westberg takes control of it on the chase down. 1 up and 1 away. In foul territory. And Vinny Pasquantino, in his return from injury, he is now up. So the battle between Perez and Rutschman is going to be fantastic to watch. The 26-year-old Rutschman is terrific all around. Was an all-star for a 2nd straight year, but he's also been mired a long second-half slump, batting just .207 with 3 home runs and a .585 OPS since the all-star break. And he struggled in the playoffs last year, just 1 of 12 in the Oaks ALDS loss. Strike 1, bottom right for Pasquantino, cutter 95 for Burnes. And Perez may be 34 in his 13th year, but he was an all-star for the 9th time this year. 27 home runs and 104 RBIs. The last time he played a postseason stage, he was the World Series MVP. 7 pitches, the 0-1. Pasquantino skies this to center. Who wants it? It's Mullins standing there. Didn't move much. 2 up and 2 away. And Salvi is now up. 26-man roster including Zach Eflin, Cade Povich, Corbin Burnes, Keegan Aiken, Danny Colomb, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Sionel Paris, Colin Selby, Dean Kramer, Gregory Soto, Jacob Webb, Yennier Cano. Catchers, James McCann, Adley Rutschman. First pitch for Salvi. Take strike 1, bottom line, cutter 95. Infielders Gunnar Henderson, Ryan Mountcastle, Jackson Holliday, Jordan Westberg, Emmanuel Rivera, Ramon Arias, Ryan O'Hearn. Outfielders Heston Kierstad, Austin Slater, Colton Cowser, Anthony Santander, Cedric Mullins. 1. Such power, and that one finds Ramon Arias, and that's out number 3. That ends the inning as the throw to second is right on time for Massey. The Baltimore Orioles coming up next for the bottom of the first when we come back here at Camden Yards. Baltimore in the playoffs for the second straight year, but they haven't been the same fiery team as they were last year. Its Orioles roster on the inactive side includes Trevor Rogers, who they acquired for the Miami Marlins. Albert Suarez and Matt Bowman were previously on the active list, but they did not make the 26-man roster for the O's. Alec Marsh didn't make the 26-man roster for the Royals. Tyler Gentry, Nelson Velasquez, Nick Lofton, Drew Waters, Carlos Hernandez, and Robbie Grossman, who they acquired from waivers, are also on the inactive roster for Kansas City. Eloy Jimenez, Livan Soto on the inactive roster as Henderson had that bat fly off his hands on the foul ball on Ragans' first pitch. 41.8%. He uses that fastball. The four seam, 23% changeup, 23.7%, slider, 12.8%, 11.3% cutter. For Ragans, he is such a good pitcher in this terms, and he has stepped up big time for Kansas City. Right line, he fouled out Henderson, 0-2. Who's batting .281 on the year, 37 home runs, who leads the MLB among shortstops in home runs. 893 OPS with 92 runs batted in. 0-2. Spike to the dirt. Tigers, Astros in the bottom of the 6th inning. Next game that is going to come up is the first NL wildcard game, the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Grimace Mets. Here's the 1-2. Henderson fouls again. He'll stay alive. So it remains a 1-2 count as we still monitor the game between the Tigers and the Astros. The Tigers making the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. Henderson fouls yet again. The Atlanta Braves just announced their starting pitcher, A.J. Smith-Shawver, who is going up against Michael King. Chris Sale has been scratched from the lineup for the entire wildcard series. Another 1-2. Henderson skies it. It's going to be up for grabs in the right field at shallow right. Massey's there. One up and one away. Jordan Westburg now up. As he is second on the order, he is the second baseman. Ryan O'Hearn, a former Royal. He is at disposal. He's on the bench. At the right side, 97 fastball. Perfect placement there for Ragans in his first pitch towards Westburg. 792 OPS, which is third on the team. Here's the 0-1. His bottom side, 1-1, change of 86. So the batting order for the Tigers was Matt Vierling, Justin Henry Malloy, Riley Green, Andy Ibanez, Wensil Perez, Spencer Torkelson, Parker Meadows, Jake Rogers, and Trey Sweeney. Swing and a miss at the right line for Westburg. Fastball 97. The Astros, Jose Altuve, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Yainer Diaz, Jeremy Pena, Victor Caratini, Mauricio Dubon, Jake Myers. 1-2. Westburg fouls again. So the lineups for the Mets and Brewers have been revealed. Francisco Lindor, Jose Iglesias, Brandon Nimmo, Mark Vientos, Pete Alonso, Jesse Winker, Starling Marte, Tyrone Taylor, and Francisco Alvarez. The lineup for the Mets as Westburg. The Orioles start 57 and 33. They have since went 34 and 38. It's a cold strike free. Questionable call there. It's borderline, but it's over the right side, and Westburg's punched out. Very close. That's a fastball 97. It looked close to being ball 2. Brewers lineup consists of Bryce Terang, Jackson Churio, William Contreras, Gary Mitchell, Willie Adames, Jake Bowers, Reese Hoskins, Sal Frelick, and Joey Ortiz. Upstairs, cold strike 1 for Anthony Santander is borderline. Batting .239. His 44 home runs are third in the MLB. Of course, there's Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani right up ahead. Fastball 97 is fouled. San Diego's batting lineup is revealed. Luis Arias, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jurickson Profar, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Donovan Solano, Kyle Higashioka. 0-2. Santander fouls yet again. So Santander is the most home runs by switch hitter since Lance Berkman's 45, Chipper Jones with 45 and 99, Mickey Mantle with 56. As this pitch is way off on the curveball, 83. Full count over at the Detroit-Houston game. Win probability 88% for the Tigers. At the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Malamini initiated by A.J. Hinch. Outside 100 last row. Here is the 1-2 by Ragans. Santander once again fouls on a fastball 98 miles an hour. Gotta find a way to get things going if you're Ragans here. High expectations, for he has met every single expectation this season after being acquired from Texas. The 1-2. Check swing at first base. And Santander did not go. 2-2 on the changeup. That looked very close, but he backtracked at the last moment. Saw that the ball was outside the zone. The 2-2. Santander pumps up. Once again, it's at shallow right. And once again, it's called for by Massey. Second fielding of this first inning. And that ends the first inning of this ALWCS. Royals at the bat when we come back. Crab cakes are so popular here in Baltimore. They've said this is a home of crab cakes. Maryland crab cakes have been so good. Kierstad, Westburg, East 25, Rushman 26, Cowser 24, Henderson 23, Holiday is 20. The future for the Orioles is so bright. It might be shiny as bright the sun. They have to keep building on this current core on for the way. But nonetheless, they have been up and down throughout the second half of the year. They cannot afford to have that. First pitch for Gurriel. He takes strike one down for the middle. No swing. 241 is his batting average entering in the regular season in the 18 games in which he has played. Not bad for the 40-year-old. Fouls on this cutter at 94 miles an hour. At first base, the Orioles will see a top lefty starter in game 1 and a top righty starter in game 2. But they have two capable options at first base to match up with both. Ryan Mountcastle and Ryan O'Hearn. The Royals get a big boost at first base. No swing from Gurriel. The Royals are getting a big boost. They've been missing Pasquantino for right thumb injury since the end of August and using Gurriel and Paris at first in the meantime. But Pasquantino is back. 19 homers. Checks his swing and he retracted. Sweeper 85. Ball 2. So it's 2-2. Pasquantino's 19 shots and 97 RBIs this season. But there would be uncertainty here for Kansas City. Here's a 2-2. Gurriel punches out. Sweeper 84. One at it, and it was off the strike zone. He swung at the ball, which he shouldn't have, but that's a nice curve over the left side, which completely faked out Gurriel, who went right to left. At second base, the return of Jordan Westburg down the stretch could be a difference maker in the series. As Burnes is pitching to Melendez. Curveball 79, he did not go. 1-0. So the 25-year-old is a breakout all-star this year. 264 batting average, 18 home runs, and 63 RBIs in 107 games. 1-0. Way off. Curveball 78 at the right side. Massey's been the Royals' main option at second base, and he has 14 home run shots, but Westburg gives the O's higher upside at second base. At third base, Ramon Urias has been solid with the bat for the O's with 11 home runs. The 2-0. Swing and a miss at the right side. Cutter 95. The former Gold Glover has been one of the worst fielders in baseball this season. Minus 10 outs above average, though. Whether the Royals use Michael Garcia, Paul DeJong at third base, both are above average defensively, and Garcia provides speed. DeJong provides power. 2-1, Cutter 93, and Melendez swings and misses. 2-2. At short, this is the headliner. Witt versus Henderson. Witt won the 2024 MLB batting title, finishing the year at .332, going 30-30. 32 home runs and 31 stolen bases. Henderson hit 37 home runs. Here's the 2-2. Melendez to left center. Cedric Mullins has to backtrack just short the warning tracks to field it. 2 up and 2 away. For much of the season, Henderson was playing with the best shortstop in baseball, but eventually Witt surpassed him. But on the other hand, Henderson was outstanding last postseason. 6-12 a home run. So either one of these two superstars could lead their team to victory. This might be the best head-to-head matchup in any postseason series. In left field, the O's have Rookie of the Year candidate in Colton Cowser, who knocked 24 home runs. As Tommy Pham fouls to right, batting .248. The Cowser's been the best defensive left fielder in the majors at a +11 outs above average. The Royals tandem of MJ Melendez and Tommy Pham doesn't quite stack up to Cowser, even though Pham has plenty of playoff experience with a strong track record, .313 batting average. He takes ball 1 on a sweeper 84 down low, .846 OPS, 6 home runs, and 31 career postseason games. He was on the Diamondbacks World Series run, and he once again is in a playoff team with the Kansas City Royals. The 1-1. Pham skies it to shallow center. Call for by Jordan Westburg, and he will catch it just several yards shy of second base. Ryan Mountcastle, Ali Rutschman, Colton Cowser, 271, 250, 242. When we return. In a week, the NHL season starts for the 2025 year. Much of the drama has been around Jeremy Swayman. Will he sign with the Boston Bruins or not? Well, we have a new development. As we look into who this is, Cole Ragans broken bat to center. Over to shallow right and sliding in is Tommy Pham to make the catch. Ryan Mountcastle thought he had a base hit, but Tommy Pham swooped in from right field. Not an easy play by any means. The first big catch of this game. The Jeremy Swayman's camp said they've been asking for $8.5 million, and the cap hit. Boston was somewhere close to $6.5. Adley Rutschman, top right, but it was outside on the fastball 94. Boston's actual offer to Swayman was 8 years at $7.8 million per year. The 1-0. Rutschman takes strike one, Carter 88. The drama is starting to pop up. The press conference has said, I have $64 million to play as Rutschman pumps and misses on the fastball 95. It's been an area of weakness in which Baltimore is going hang out. They've been good on fastballs, but when they have to see a pitcher that throws fastballs that are over 95 miles an hour, they falter. Rutschman batting .250 on the year. The 1-2. Rutschman goes low and he'll sit down. It's a pitch into the dirt as he runs to first, trying to catch the Royals off guard, but they were not fazed as Paris makes the throw. He went towards the dirt and a slider. No can do. So Louis Gross, who represents Jeremy Swayman, Gross is his agent. I'll quote him later. This is now Colton Cowser he's going up against. Cowser grounds it over to right field for a base hit. So he said, quote, normally I do not release statements or discuss negotiations for the media. However, in this case, I feel I need to defend my quiet. At today's press conference, $64 million was referenced. This was the first time that number was discussed in our negotiations. Prior to the press conference, no offer was made reaching that level. We are extremely disappointed. This was not fair to Jeremy. It will take a few days to discuss where we go from here. Swayman is contemplating requesting a trade from the Boston Bruins. Ramon Arias, the shallow left, stepping up. It's MJ Melendez to make the catch, and that'll put Baltimore away at the end of 2. No score, with Kansas City and Baltimore each recording a hit. Third inning when we come back. Live update from Houston. The Astros tried to challenge the stolen base ruling from the Tigers. They took third and second. Joe Espada wanted to challenge, but both runners were safe at second and third. So first pitch hit by Kyle Isbell, but grounds out at first base after the catch made by the second baseman, Jordan Westberg. And so we get to the bottom of the order for Kansas City, and that is Michael Garcia. Pinch hitters in for Detroit. Kerry Carpenter in for Malloy. Who was second in the order. Colt Keith in for Andy Ibanez. Garcia does not swing on it. Cutter 93, 0-1. Burnes has thrown 25 times. This may be a pitching duel. Garcia's 37 stolen bases are third in the MLB in that regard. Garcia line drive to center. Mullins saw it, and he'll field it. 2 up and 2 away. We go back to the top of the order, what is Michael Massey, who has the only hit for the Royals thus far. The only hit by the Orioles, Colton Cowser. The hits for the Tigers come from Matt Vierling, Justin Henry, Malloy. As the first pitch is outside on the curveball, 79 for Burnes. Eddie Ibanez each have 1. Winston Perez has 2. Parker Meadows has 1. Jake Rogers with 2. Trey Sweeney with 1. Here's the 1-0. Well struck to right field, but it's fouled. Jose Altuve, Jordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, and Victor Caratini each have 1 hit for Houston. So our umpires, Bill Miller, the crew chief, Ryan Addison at home plate. Here's the 1-1. Low, 91 miles an hour in the changeup. Our umpires throughout: Ben May at first base, Nick Lentz at second base, Miller's at third base, David Rackwitz at left field, Malachi Moore right field. And this is they'll call it a foul ball. But the crowd doesn't like that. They believe it's a fair ball. 2-2, now to count. Brandon Hyde, the manager for the Orioles. And you want to observe this. Matt Quatraro is the manager for the Royals. First postseason trip. So I have to take another look at this. And yes, it was a foul ball. Just barely crossing that foul line. 2-2, now to count. Tigers and Astros now at the 7th inning. Going to the bottom of it. After Parker Meadows struck out swinging. The 2-2. And this was a fair ball, but not much damage there as the throw to first is successful from Westberg to Mountcastle. Middle of the third. Orioles batting next. Corbin Burnes has delivered a solid 3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, no runs scored here. Cole Ragans, can he respond in kind with another efficient 3rd inning? This one sky to right field for Cedric Mullins. It's all the way back on its way, and it is off the wall. Tommy Pham throws it over. And Mullins gets a double to lead off the 3rd inning. Already, Cedric Mullins leading the 3rd inning. The first pitch double. This is off the wall. Knocked it off the right field wall. On the way for a double. It hit that video board. It is not gone. And Mullins, who is 8th in this order, 2nd hit of the game for Baltimore, 3rd overall. And now James McCann, also known as the McCannon, takes it up high. Fastball 94. And this crowd is into it here at Camden Yards. 1-0 is the count, bottom of the 3rd. McCann, 234 batting average with 8 home runs. The backup catcher to Adley Rutschman as he takes a swing and miss. 84. Changeup. McCann batting 234. OPS of 667 with a 388 slugging percentage. 31 RBI. Touched 83 total bases. He has played 65 games in the regular season. The 1-1. Nice curve inside for Cole Ragans. It's a completely faked out James McCann. It's now a 1-2 count. And those curveballs, you have to be very perfect. The next pitch will be Ragans' 30th. It's the 1-2. Upstairs on the fastball, 96. Could use a little curveball that time around. It'll be a 2-2 count. Warner 6 losses last year. Just 2nd team to make the playoffs, and doing so as McCann fouls to left. He'll stay put. Changeup 84. Matt Cottraro leading this team to the playoffs. May have a case for AL Manager of the Year. It's going to be up there as Stephen Vogt of the Cleveland Guardians and AJ Hinch of the Detroit Tigers. Breaking ball, and it's fouled. Curveball 81. So again, you have to be perfect with those pitches. At center field, Cedric Mullins is a mainstay for Baltimore, providing both power and speed. 18 home runs and 32 stolen bases. Strong defense at center. The Royals have a great defensive center fielder in Kyle Isbell, but Mullins' offensive steadiness year after year for the O's stands out in this position battle. Spike to the dirt, changeup 84, now it's a full count with no outs. Right field, Anthony Santander got a career year for the O's. 44 home runs, 3rd most in the majors behind only Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. Driving in 1 or 2 runs while being named an All-Star for the first time. Where the Royals use Hunter Renfroe or Tommy Pham or Adam Frazier right field, it's a big edge for the O's. Full count throw. Oh, that bat was flying as McCann missed it. And that one reached the Royals dugout. That's very rare that you see that. When we speak at the McCannon, we didn't mean of flying that bat all the way to the opposing dugout. What in the absolute wide world? And both teams have multiple options at the DH. The O's could use young slugger Heston Kierstad here, or go Mountcastle or Hearn, whoever's not playing first base. Here's the first pitch, and this one grounded over to right field. There's no double play to be had. 2 outs on the inning as Mullins moved to 3rd. That's handled by Yuli Gurriel. On the other side, the Royals have bats like Gurriel, Pham, or Frazier, who you might see as a left-handed bat because the O's have an all-righty starting rotation. And Robbie Grossman, who is not on the active roster right now. Overall, the Baltimore DH group has been stronger all year as the 10th best OPS for the DH position as a team, compared to 26 for Kansas City. Ball at the 3rd, runner at 1st. It's a high fly ball to left field. Backing up is MJ Melendez, and he's at the warning tracks to make the catch. Cedric Mullins was threatening to strike from 3rd base, but no runs surrendered. The Royals do up Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez to begin the 4th inning when we come back. Baltimore currently has the advantage in the win probabilities, but that could change with one swing from either one of Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez. Those are the three that are due up here for Kansas City. Strike one as Witt takes the first pitch down low. Inside the strike zone. Fly down his first at-bat, 977 OPS in the regular season with the league-leading 332 batting average. Witt drives it for the low side. It's in foul territory. Up for grabs. One by Mountcastle. One up and one away. The Bobby Witt Jr. 389 on base percentage and a 588 slugging percentage. Wins above replacement 9.4. Having totaled 125 runs, 211 hits, 45 doubles, 11 triples, 32 home runs, 109 runs batted in. But Corbin Burnes and Cole Ragans so far have had the advantage here. This pitching matchup coming in strong here at Baltimore. Who will break the ground open? On pitch number 34 is a cutter. Now over the inside. And Pasquantino did not go. It's an 0-1 count. Fly down his first at-bat, 760 OPS, 262 batting average, 19 home runs. 0-1. Pasquantino did not go. It's a 1-1. Then his curveball spiked to the dirt. The 1-1 here. It has outside to the right. 2-1 is the count. Up against Pasquantino in his first game back as Matt Quatraro once again back into the lineup. He was healthy ahead of schedule. And his broken right thumb is ahead. Cutter 96, pumped and missed. It was outside to the left. But Pasquantino wanted it. He thought he liked that one. Not here. 37 pitches into the day for Burnes. Top of the fourth. Here's a 2-2. Pasquantino fouls will stay alive. So a new ball will come in. So in Houston, they're at the top of the 8th inning. Ronald Blanco got his 4th strikeout, punching out Tommy Sweeney. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. Curveball 82. It was close, but it bounced off the dirt. Another K for Corbin Burnes. Pasquantino 0-for-2 already in his return. 2 up and 2 away. It's a 3-game series, best of 3. First to 2 will advance and face the New York Yankees, the top seed in the AL. First pitch, skied up for Salvi. Stepping back is Colton Cowser near the warning tracks, and he will take care of it. Through 4 innings, Corbin Burnes 2 strikeouts, but he has not allowed a run here, even though he allowed just 1 hit. Santander, Mountcastle and Rutschman when we come back. Still, this pitching duel is going very nicely. See, that continues with Cole Ragans, who for 3 innings, 38 pitches, 28 strikes, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. This to the right for Santander, 0-1 the count. So far, the Orioles are having a difficult time catching up to the Royals this far. In terms of the hitting prowess, this is to the left, knuckle curve 80. At 81 miles an hour. Matt Quatraro guiding this team all the way to the playoffs after losing 106 games last year. Jordan Lyles was one of the starting pitchers last year, and he was bad. Strike 1 to the right side. Fastball 95 on the spin. So Quatraro is the leading candidate to be the AL Manager of the Year. Before his time with the Royals, he was the coach of the Tampa Bay Rays from 2018 to 2022. Santander did not go, fastball 95. And before the Rays, he coached for 4 years with the Cleveland Guardians, then known as the Indians. The assistant hitting coach for the Indians from 2014 to 2017, served as the Rays' third base coach in 2018, the head coach since then, and then manager with Kansas City. 40 pitches down. The 3-1 for Ragans. Swing and a miss. Carter 89 as Santander wanted to go after that one and sent one upstairs. Quatraro's second year started much better than his first, leading the Royals to a 31-19 record for the first 50 games of the year, tying the 1976 Royals for the best start of a season for 50 games in franchise history. Santander skies it up, and he'll stay put for this moment. So Cotraro being a leading candidate for AL Manager of the Year. He's of Italian heritage. The full count throw. Santander punches out. Carter 90 went upstairs, and Ragans gets his 4th K of this day. So how the Royals are thinking differently with the man who insisted they did. So with the night before the Royals splashed champagne in their clubhouse in Atlanta, they were sitting inside a dugout in Washington, D.C., looking into a tie game as this one curving to the bottom of the strike zone for Ryan Mountcastle. In the 9th inning, tried to elude a free fall. The Nationals put their closer Kyle Flanagan on the mound. Bad swing and miss for Mountcastle. Changeup as it went low towards the dirt, 0-2. And Cotraro told lefty MJ Melendez to grab his bat. Melendez worked the leadoff walk to pacing 90 feet to his first base, promptly left in favor of a pinch runner. Mountcastle fouls to right. Fastball 96. Another walk followed and another pinch hitter. Then yet another third pinch hitter. The real-life fabric for one of the most pivotal Royals innings amidst their first playoff chase in 9 years. Relief, real life. So a really weird way to phrase it. Mountcastle will sit down. Went low on a curveball at 82, and the bats are just not there for Baltimore. He gets another strike as Ragans gets strikeout number 5. Hypothetical so it happens. It's fundamental to why the Royals are here. Still playing baseball after the calendar turns to October, facing the Orioles. His first popped up during an interview inside Kauffman Stadium spanning 7 hours. The first one, though. Brought in Cotraro to the offices twice in the fall in 2022. But after the initial talk, he had a good idea of where the managerial search would conclude. How? He said what they weren't expecting, and that was part of the allure, not a blemish. J.J. Piccolo put Cotraro for a series of supposed lineup constructions as strike 1 for Adley Rutschman on the fastball. So Cotraro took a pen and plugged it into a couple of reserves. In the must-win scenario, he would put one of the reserves in a cleanup spot. First reply is Piccolo recalled. Why would you do that? Adley Rutschman drives it to left field, stepping up as MJ Melendez, and he will take a hold of it. Going to be a key spot. Brought on the righty, at the match they want with a lefty. Layered through process. Came to life so frequently in games of the year, most notably the eventual 7-4 win in Washington put the Royals on the brink of clinching the playoff spot. 5th inning, next. And we'll be back with more about Cotraro. This game is pretty much moving very fast. There are some things of note about the rain on how it's going to go. We're now in the 5th inning, and we're going to Yuli Gurriel at the bat for Kansas City. Gurriel fouls on the first swing. Cutter 92. 0-1 count. And these two pitchers, Cole Ragans and Corbin Burnes, have been stellar thus far in this pitching duel. They're top pitchers. Gurriel did not go. The Royals may be set to go with Seth Lugo for tomorrow. The Orioles' day 2 pitcher may be TBD. You have to see the Braves starting in lineups, as this is a strike here. Strike 2, sinker 97 for Ragans. Remember the Braves, they're going with AJ Smith-Shawver as their starting pitcher, as Chris Sale was scratched. 1-2. Took it low. Cutter 96. It is now a 2-2 count in this opening sequence in the 5th inning. So far, no runs thus far. It is scoreless. And among the hitters, each pitcher has given up 2 hits. This will be the third. Yuli Gurriel. 2 base hits on a line drive to center. Gurriel, the former Astro, now with the Royals, spent last year with the Miami Marlins. He has been in the playoffs nearly his entire career. Of him signing with the Royals, hopes that they can make a deep playoff push. Gurriel is the second hitter. It's actually the second hitter for the Royals in this game. MJ Melendez. Oh, it's a catch there for Ryan Mountcastle. Gurriel got back. It's a double play. Gurriel is punched out. A first base double play in which both Melendez and Gurriel are punched out off of Ryan Mountcastle as he makes the play at first, diving and then touching first base. How do you do that? Gurriel wanted to get back to first, seeing that Mountcastle was already there, but no. Breaking news, Von Miller suspended for the next 4 games for the Buffalo Bills. Violations against the personal conduct policy. Tommy Pham fouls to right, Cutter 94. And Devontae Adams has informed the Las Vegas Raiders he prefers to be traded. Astros down to their last out at the 8th inning. They trailed the Tigers 3-0. And they're warming Josh Hader up at the bullpen. Second one for Pham. Cutter 94. Top of the 5th inning. So far, this pitching duel is still going strong. And Brandon Hyde is not letting up anytime soon. And the topic of Matt Quatraro. So 1-1. Pham takes strike 2. Cutter 93. Tuesday going to stadium offices, the Royals were searching for managers rather than preparing for a playoff series. The first reaction sought more information. Piccolo recalled, "We need this." Been part of the MLB since 1999, beginning as a scout in Atlanta. Pham takes ball 2, Swiper 85 downstairs. Got his interview for his first GM job in 2011. 7 more called in 2017 after he served as one of Dayton Moore's top lieutenants during those World Series runs. All leading to 25 years to part of what he might do if he's given the reins of MLB baseball operations department. 2-2. Pham punches out, swing and miss. Sweeper 84. And we are still scoreless at the halfway point of this game. 2 hits each. No runs. Here in Game 1 at Camden Yards. We'll be right back from Baltimore. Cal Ripken Jr. is in attendance for this game for the Orioles as he is watching happily his Orioles team. Bottom of the 5th, up against Cole Ragans. Meanwhile, in Houston, it is a fair ball. Colton Cowser grounds it to first. It's an out. Cutter 88 as Yuli Gurriel took care of it. So we see Ripken, one of the greatest Orioles of all time. It's a ground rule double by Riley Green, his first hit of the game in 5 attempts. And it comes up against Josh Hader. Colt Keith, 2 walks already. As the Tigers, they want to get a win here as the first pitch ball, fastball 93 for Ramon Urias. 7th of the order. There's 1 out already. So Hader is the Astros closer. Big wild card in the playoffs as Urias fouls it right behind him while 1 the count. 1-2. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out here in Baltimore. Next up from Cowser. Back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time since 1997. They want to be a perennial contender in this regard. The 1-1. That curve just outside. On the cutter of 90 at the top right. 2-1. So Brandon Hyde is 6th year as a full-time manager of the Orioles. He did manage 1 game for the Florida Marlins. The 2-1. Urias. Strike 2, fastball 93. It fit inside the bottom right corner. Ragans is 50, so it's pitch number 55 for number 55. And this will be a ground ball to first in the meantime at Houston, where Caratini picks it up. Out number 2, it does not move Green. It moves him actually to third. Urias grounds it off himself on the curveball, fouls it. So we'll do this over again. So there is some noise over the outside of my house in the meantime, so I apologize with that. 56 pitches thus far. The 2-2. Urias lost his bat, is over and off of the left fielder, MJ Melendez. And around goes Ramon Urias, who is in at second base. Third hit of the game for Baltimore. Wenzel Perez, in the meantime, is the at-bat for Detroit as they want to put this away. He is 2 for 4 tonight. As Ramon Urias lost his bat, but MJ Melendez couldn't get back and readjust himself. Perez takes a strike. In the meantime, it is game 1, 1-2 against Hader. Urias is second base with 1 out. Cedric Mullins. Mullins to center field, and it is down! Urias is still going. He's at third base where he stops. A base hit for Cedric Mullins, who provides power to his bats. This may be a concern for Ragans up against the Orioles. He wasn't really all that spectacular in the 2 regular season games against them, but do remember, that's back in April. So he sees this one go down over its right center. Perez fouls back. James McCann, 9th in the order as a mound meeting is initiated by Salvador Perez, nicknamed Salvi, so known as El Nino. A 2-2 count for Hader up against Perez. Bottom of the 5th here in Baltimore, runners in the corners. Mullins at first, Urias at third. James McCann now for Baltimore. Royals wanting to put away the Orioles with a double play, which will be beneficial for them. McCann swings and misses, bottom side, 84 miles an hour. Spencer Torkelson's on deck for Detroit. McCann with a strikeout thus far, 233 batting average with 8 home runs. And McCann takes ball 1, fastball. No, he swings and misses. 60 pitches already for Ragans. 0-2 is the count now for McCann. And Ragans wants to punch him out. Change of 84, fastball 95 in this sequence. Already 2 pitches. The fastball being the most recent of such. The 0-2. Man, McCann will be punched out. Curveball 81. Ragans gets his 6th strikeout. And so, the Tigers get no runs from that 3rd inning. Jason Foley set to close it out for Detroit. Oh, this may be the scariest part for the Tigers, knowing they're going up against the toughest part of the order. Ragans, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts thus far. Jordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Yainer Diaz, 3, 4, and 5. If you wanted to tune into that cast, John Ott has you covered at John Ryan Ott. 60-second pitch. Down for the bottom side for Gunnar Henderson. Cutter 90. First pitch strike for Ragans as he wants to punch out Henderson. Running out that mustache. Here's the 0-1. Upstairs, 97. As Salvador Perez made the block. Already, the Tigers are going to Foley. The Astros have used up Hader. Here is the 3rd pitch. Fastball 96 is a 2-1 count now. A walk here will load the bases. Instead of an answer, though, he has 2 questions. What don't we know, Piccolo? What does everyone else know? So Piccolo struck gold with the Royals this offseason. Cole Ragans, on Cy Young ballots. Foul ball left field. Fastball 95 miles an hour is a 2-2 count. So a War 6 loss embarrassment to baseball's most intriguing story. Rise some house money. Cole Ragans was on Cy Young ballots when he was acquired for Aroldis Chapman. They offered more dollars from ownership, signing Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha, the only team to have 3 pitchers finish in the top 20 in earned run average in the AL. Lugo, Wacha, and Ragans are the 3. Anyone could have had them. The Royals did not luck into them by any way, and not way into their own development. Swing and a miss! And still this scoreless bout continues. No runs here for his side. Royals 2 hits, Orioles 4 hits. No score. Neither side has an error. Kansas City will be back on the plate when we come back here for the 6th inning. Big time double for Yordan Alvarez at Detroit in the meantime. So it's a leadoff double for him. 99.7 miles per hour, the exit velocity, as the left fielder for the Tigers. Riley Green, he could not make the play. Jumping up, it was a high ball. This one's a fly ball to center. Deep fly ball. Cedric Mullins there. Curveball 79. He makes a catch. And Corbin Burnes already 54 pitches into his day. No runs given up. The cutter has been deadly for him in his transition from Milwaukee to Baltimore in the trade that sent him there. The land of crab cakes, Joey Ortiz to Milwaukee. Zach DeZenzo in relief of Alvarez as the pinch runner. Grounded foul to left in the meantime. Is this a 1-0 count? Burnes, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts thus far. So Alex Bregman was 1 for 3. Remember, this is the toughest part of the order. 1-0. Outside. Michael Garcia at the bottom of the order. 2-0. So the most outs recorded on a single pitch. Burnes sweeps away with 1,170. Kevin Gausman, 1,049. Then Dylan Cease, Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, 959, 951, 928. Garcia fouls to right, Cutter, 94. It's a tough situation for Foley. It's the toughest ask that he is going to go up against. 2-1 count for Garcia. Burnes 57 pitches in. Who knows if they can go into the 8th? Cutter 95. Fans thought that would have been that was going to be a strike, but it's not. 3-1 count here. And Trey Sweeney makes the play. Avoid any further damage. It's a base hit for Alex Bregman, so Detroit now in trouble. Bottom of the 9th. 3-2 is the count. The next pitch will be Burnes' 60th. Top of the 6th inning. Interesting development here in Houston. It's the young man, Trey Sweeney, making the play. Foul ball right field, Cutter 95. So, Burnes being a Cy Young winner with the Brewers in 2021. With the NL. Now he's in the AL. These two environments between the NL and AL being very different. Garcia fouls again. Sweeper 84. And it is a Mal meeting here. Initiated by Detroit. Foley still in. Up against Yainer Diaz. 766 OPS. 0-2 with a walk. 299 batting average. 16 home runs. Meanwhile, it's a full count here for Garcia. And Garcia may have been hit by the pitch. He'll go to first base. And Matt Quatraro, knowing he is not wanting to hold back. It is not a hit by pitch. It's actually a walk. In the meantime, Jason Foley going up against Diaz, who is 0 for 2 today. Runners to the corners, though. Michael Massey, 1 for 2. Right line, 94 miles an hour on the cutter. Now Massey had to guess. It's an 0-2 count for Diaz already. Keep an update on that game in the meantime. Base hit and a ground out for Massey. He is the leadoff hitter. Oh, and Garcia got back on time. 0-1 count. And Yainer Diaz gets punched out. Well, he swung and it was tipped onto the glove of Jake Rogers. This is going to take a lengthy review. They're going to see if that's a strikeout or a foul ball. Strider 90. So Diaz is still alive for the moment. And now this gets over. And Rutschman may have lost it. It's a stolen base. It's actually Henderson who lost it 1-1 as you have a stolen base here by Michael Garcia as James McCann tried to make the throw to second. It was not on time. Garcia is safe at second. AJ Hinch going to make sure everything is good. Diaz is safe for the moment. This one low for Massey. Change of 89. It is 2-1 on the count. Two-one on the count. And already the Astros get an RBI base hit from Yainer Diaz. So the tough task is even tougher for Foley. This one grounding over to second. Throw to first is there. 2 up and 2 away. That moves Garcia to third base. As we look at average lead distance, 14.3 feet on April for Corbin Burnes, 9.9 September. He leads at the first move versus the release thus far. 66 pitches into the day for Burnes. Ground ball in between third and short, and the Royals will score first. Garcia is in. In from third, Bobby Witt Jr. due up as Michael Massey gets the RBI base hit, scoring in Garcia. It's actually Witt who swings over. Right between third and short. Oh, that was a very tough play for Detroit to make. They do get the out. Runners at third and second. Burnes trying to pick off Witt. He's back at first. Garcia's in thanks to Witt. And AJ Hinch is coming in. Jason Foley may be done. Jake Rogers. So Witt is very much a threat to run. As Jason Foley's out. A sacrifice bunt by Jeremy Pena. Jake Rogers made the play over to first. 1-0 is the count. Runner at first, that is Witt. Vinny Pasquantino now up. It's a 1-0 count. Burnes trying to pick off Witt again. Can't do it. Trying to get the final 2 outs for Detroit now as Foley subs out. Houston's already used up Josh Hader. So Pasquantino, 0 for 2 in his turn. His first time to charm. Not this moment. Cutter 94. Low scoring affair here, but KC has the lead 1-0. Bo Brisky now coming in for the Tigers. Looking to make the save. 760 OPS, flyout, and strikeout. Thus far. 26 years old is Brisky as Witt trying to steal second, and he is tagged. Trying to steal second base. Gunnar Henderson knocked him off 70 pitches in. Oh, the Royals, they got the first run thanks to Witt as he scored in Michael Garcia. Witt was sliding, trying to steal second, but he got caught. Bottom of the 6th. When we return. Wait a second. We're not going anywhere just yet. They are going to challenge the call here. The Royals are challenging that the call is that Witt was out at second base. Did Henderson tag him in time? That was very close. Sports are a game of inches. It seems this, he got his hand at second base. Teams are 1-538 when trailing by 3 runs or more in the 9th inning. The Cubs defeated Giants in 2016 in Game 4 in the NLDS. The Astros will look to become the second team to achieve that. Brisky has to achieve has to get the final 2 outs up against Victor Caratini first. Maybe a double play could be. But Witt, does he stick his left hand out onto second base? He may have. The hard thing, it has to be conclusive though. Now, it's hard to tell if Henderson got him. And Caratini swings and misses on the second pitch from Brisky. So the toughest part of the order was already done with. Feels like it's a 50-50 chance that in which Witt, Matt Quatraro will lose his challenge. The call will stand. Witt was caught stealing second base, and that is The last out at the top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. Cole Ragans back out there. Baltimore at the bats. We'll return shortly. Up next, it is the New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. They're going to start soon. The Houston Astros down to their final strike off a fastball 100 miles an hour from Brisky. Changeup 84 from Ragans is downstairs for Jordan Westburg, who has been elite at what he does. Brisky up against Chas McCormick. Winning run at the plate. And that one's low. Good block by Jake Rogers. Swinging a drive to left. And it'll be MJ Melendez going there. He arrives and makes the catch in foul territory. 1 up and 1 away as Astros fans are on their feet on a 2-2 count. Brisky trying to get the 2-out save. Everyone on their feet. It's Ragans that's been having good control thus far. He is not allowed to run. And McCormick will stay alive. 100 miles an hour fastball. Jason Foley was pulled out after 1/3 of the inning, having been responsible for the run batted in by Houston. Outside for Ragans. Curveball 78. Up against Anthony Santander. 1-0 count. Brisky trying to get the final out here. Full count. Danger territory. Slider 87. And Astros fans are on their feet. The 1-0. Upstairs. Called strike 1. Fastball 94. On the top line. So perfect there for Ragans to catch Santander guessing. The 1-1. Santander drives this one to the shallow center. No problem there for Michael Massey, who makes the catch for the second out. 5:33 p.m. Eastern Time here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Fans at Houston want to see a free go-ahead run from Chas McCormick, and he's on the bases. Bases are loaded here. The bases are loaded. The nerves getting up here as Mountcastle swings and misses. 0-2 to count. Curveball 81. And now we have a pinch hitter in this situation for Houston trying to get the hitting run. 0-2. Right side. Mal meeting for Brisky. 12 pitches into the game. 0-2 to count against Mountcastle. 73 pitches in for Ragans. The only time in 539 tries since 1990 when a team trailed by 3 runs entering the 9th inning, which the team has won, the Chicago Cubs over the San Francisco Giants. Game 4 in the 2016 NLDS. 1-2 to count. There's this one downstairs. Cole Ragans. And he's set for pitch number 75. Jason Hayward is the pinch hitter. 0-1 count. So Hayward in this game. 1-2 after a foul ball from Mountcastle. An immediate timeout here. The 1-2. Mountcastle. Did he swing at that? He did. He fouled it. 1-2. Still, it's a 1-2 count. And Hayward did not go. He retracted. The Orioles have 4 hits. The Royals have 3. 1-2 for Mountcastle. And he fouls again. 95 on this fastball. The 1-0 the count over in Houston. Here it is. Hayward fouls. Here to one of the fans over the front row. They have a little laugh at it. Mountcastle fouls it to the left. Here towards the stands. 14 pitches into the day for Brisk. So Brisky. 1-2 count for Ragans will stay put. Even if the final out or the winning run. Houston. Mountcastle ground ball. It's over right field. They'll say foul ball. It crossed the tracks. Change up 90. 2-1. Down low. Yuli Gurriel fighting at the final out of the 6th inning. Hearts are beating here. I'm getting nervous, honestly. Swing and a miss for Hayward. A changeup at 87, and the Astros once again down to their final out. Ragans on the 1-2. Mountcastle punches out. Bad swing. Changeup 83 as it was down low. Jason Hayward. And that's caught. And Tigers win it in Houston. A scare in the 9th inning. No more. We'll be right back in just a moment for the 7th inning of the Orioles and the Royals. The Tigers win 3-1. 10-7. They have the advantage in hits. We'll be back in a moment. This pitching duel still alive and well into the 7th inning as we had the final out of the ninth inning. Spencer Torkelson with the clutch catch. It take away an RBI double potentially from Jason Hayward. 2-0 quickly. Burnes on Pasquantino. Kansas City revamped the bullpen during the season, highlighted by the trade deadline acquisition of Lucas Erceg, who turned into the second best reliever ERA in baseball since September 4th at 190. Pasquantino drives it up to right field. Stepping up is Santander to make the catch, and he does it. Carter 94, and Burnes at 73 pitches. It's still realistic in which both Burnes and Ragans will last into the ninth inning. And for the possibility of Ragans and Erceg to be the only two pitchers utilized. Top of the seventh, 73 pitches in, is Salvador Perez, El Nino. He's in. So every move they made in the last 10 months turned to magic. JJ Piccolo should be the frontrunner to win the MLB's Executive of the Year award. That's how the story should conclude. It's how it started. 0-1 the count after a foul out by Salvi. 0-1. Perez takes ball one to sinker at 77. 1-1 as Burnes is 75 pitches into his day. Brewers and Mets set to start. The 1-1. Salvador Perez past the third base of Ramon Urias for a base hit. So as to recap the scoring, in the second inning, Jake Rogers, RBI base hit. Winfield Perez scored. Trey Sweeney, RBI base hit. Parker Meadows scored. Matt Vierling, RBI base hit. Jake Rogers scored. 3-0 Detroit. Bottom of the ninth. Scary moments here for the Tigers as they tried to close it out. Yainer Diaz, RBI base hit to right. Zach DeZenzo scored. There's bases loaded. They got the final outs with Spencer Torkelson making the biggest play at the game. Yuli Gurriel, the ex-Astro, have an RBI base and a strikeout thus far. 241, his batting average thus far. And that was in limited time in the regular season. 18 games played, 54 plate appearances. Gurriel, this may turn 2. 1 is turned away, and there's 2. And that ends the top of the 7th inning. A 5-4 free double play to take us to the middle of the 7th inning. 4 hits apiece between KC and Baltimore. Orioles at the plate. Right up next. So if you just missed John's call at this first game between Detroit and Houston, Spencer Torkelson shut the door on the Houston Astros on a bases loaded situation. 3-1, Tigers win. In the final inning, the Milwaukee Brewers are striking with precision. Cole Ragans is out, 8 strikeouts, the most in a Kansas City postseason debut, so Matt Quatraro wants to pull him out. There were some realistic questions if he's going to last into the 8th inning, but that's not going to be the case. After 80 pitches, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. And Quatraro wants to go with the safer option. Better to pull him sooner rather than later. 3.16 ERA for Sam Long during the regular season. He is the first reliever on the mound for Kansas City. First pitch for Long. On the bottom side, they don't call it a strike. It's a ball one. Long, in 43 games played, 3.16 ERA, 120 whip. 42 2/3 innings pitched. Strike one, bottom right corner. Fastball 95. Expect that it would be Long coming in first. If you would go to someone else, it's at the left side fastball at 94 miles an hour. If you want to utilize the next reliever up, would it be Angel Zerpa? Here's the 2-1. And getting out the way was Adley Rutschman. Colin Selby has played for both the Royals and the Orioles this year. He's on Baltimore now. Chris Bubich could be the next man up, and then Lucas Ursig being the last one. 1-0 Royals thus far. 4 pitches into the day. Sam Long skies this one, Rutschman, and this will be called at center field by Kyle Isbell. Rutschman will be put away. Pitching duel thus far. Burnes was still going into the 7th. We'll see if he goes into the 8th. But Ragans was pulled after 6 innings. Quatraro was not willing to risk him for any further damage after 80 throws. The Brewers on the board first. So this was outside on the first pitch. So 1-0 is the count. Bottom of the 7th, up against Colton Cowser. 1-0 Brewers with runners at first and second. And that was thanks to William Contreras on RBI base hit. Bryce Terang scored. Wide ball to center. Isbell tracking it, and he'll make the catch. Jackson Chourio at second base. Contreras at first. 2 up and 2 away as Kansas City's pitching staff is doing the job, and Bobby Witt Jr. laying the way to scoring tight, low-scoring games. Atlanta's starting lineup is revealed. Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson, Jorge Soler, Ramon Laureano, Travis d'Arnaud, Gio Urshela, and Orlando Arcia. It's on the right side, bottom right. 1-0 as it was outside. Ramon Urias is batting. This one at the top right, or top left rather. Splitter 87 miles an hour. 2-0 is the count. Long. That first reliever in. You could believe it's Chris Bubich. The next one. Nobody at the bases. 2-0. Urias grounds this one over to Witt as a tough play. A long throw for him. And Urias is punched out. Still a 1-0 Royals lead. Bobby Witt Jr. scoring in Michael Garcia, the only scorer on an RBI base hit. And this pitching duel. Kansas City back on the plate next. 8th inning now for the Royals as they're back on the plate. Not a lot of hits here. It's been a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. 1-0 count immediately as Burnes is still going. 79 pitches into his day. Going up against MJ Melendez. 1-0. Melendez skies it over to left field. Colton Cowser steps up and calls for it. It's at shallow left. And he'll make the catch. That time it's a cutter, in which it punched out. It punched out Melendez, and now, with Melendez out, Tommy Pham is the next one up. Realistic that Burnes could go all 9 innings, but Keegan Aiken is warming up as a bullpen in the case Burnes is pulled out. Pham takes it low, sweeper 82. So far, Burnes has 3 strikeouts. Ragans checks off 8 strikeouts, the most ever for a Royals pitcher's debut. 53 strikes on 81 pitches. 0-1. Pham grounds it over to third, where Arias makes the throw to Mountcastle. 2-2 away, sweeper 85. So, Corbin Burnes still going strong here into the last out. Burnes pitching 30 innings per game. Bullpen 84 2/3. 1.20 ERA for Burnes. 5.31 for Baltimore in the bullpen in September. So Corbin Burnes has done a lot better than the Orioles bullpen in the month of September. Hit hard, but Mountcastle has it out of midair. Mullins, McCann, and Henderson have to step up and get a hit. The Orioles running out of time here. They'll be facing Chris Bubich next. Baltimore's running out of time to get something here in this game as they're going up against Chris Bubich now. But if there's one thing that's going right for them, it's been their pitching. Corbin Burnes is the best pitcher on either team in this series. 15-9 with a 2.92 ERA, 181 strikeouts in the regular season. Baltimore didn't also take the ball after him, but the rotation looks solid between Zach Eflin and Dean Kramer. 3.59 and 4.10 ERA. Chris Bubich, 2.67 ERA through 27 games, 30 and 1/3 innings, 32% strikeout rate, and a 4% walk rate. This may be the order in which the Royals will be going with on the way to closing things out. Long, Bubich, Urseg. The Royals, though, they have a good 1-2 punch with Ragans. 11-9, 3.14 ERA, 2.23 strikeouts, and Seth Lugo, 16-9, 300 ERA, 181 strikeouts. Resurgent Michael Wacha, 13-8, 3.35 ERA, 145 strikeouts, ready to go in Game 3 if necessary. Going low on the first pitch as this was a swing and a miss there for Cedric Mullins, who was 2 for 2, 1-1 count already. So now it's a slider went back 1-2 on a foul ball. So the bullpen, Baltimore's bullpen's inconsistency has been well documented and were one of the worst relief groups in baseball over the second half. They do have some talented late inning arms such as Seranthony Dominguez and Yennier Cano, but Felix Bautista will be missed. 1-0 Royals through 8 innings at the bottom. Mullins at the plate, up against Bubic. A 1-2. Mullins fouled this one. The Royals bullpen led by Ursig, Long, and Bubic was a weakness for much of the year, but is actually trending towards the right direction, a strong final month of the year. So they may have the edge here. Now this series is going to be very close from all fronts. Here's the 1-2. Cedric Mullins to center field. Backing up is Kyle Isbell. And that's the first time Mullins has not hit in a plate appearance in this game. 1 up and 1 away. 2-0 Brewers at American Family Field. And that was thanks to Rhys Hoskins, who was hit by a pitch. Automatic bases loaded walk. Jackson Chourio. William Adames. William Contreras. On the move, Chourio was in. So James McCann is called back. Emmanuel Rivera will be pinch hitting for him. So McCann will not be in the game any longer as the pitching coach. So the Royals pitching coach Brian Sweeney in for a mound meeting after this sequence. 5 pitches. Checking with Bubic. So these are Long, Bubic, the first 2. Ursig, the closer. Seven Nation Army chanting here in Baltimore for the Orioles. That's the song they played whenever the Ravens score a touchdown. Strike 1 down low for Rivera. 238 batting average throughout the year. Not a lot of hitting here. Just 1 run scored. It was Bobby Witt Jr. Kansas City got a run to 6. 0-1 count. Rivera to the right. 313 batting average. 370 on base percentage. 948 OPS. 4 home runs in 27 games played. 1-1. Bubic gets set for the 1-1 throw. Here it is. Rivera fouls to left on a slider at 84. It becomes a 1-2 count. Now Gunnar Henderson leading the way. He's their superstar shortstop. 281 batting average with 37 home runs. Second best hitter, Anthony Santander, 44 home runs. And Adley Rutschman, 250 batting average. And that's despite Santander's 235 batting average. Fastball 93 is still a 1-2 count. A shout out to John Otten casting game 1 between the Tigers and the Astros. Here on the Spaces side, things handling the Spaces and Twitch. 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Witt takes care of it and he'll throw to Gurriel for the second out. That time was a changeup in which it knocked out Rivera. And likely Emmanuel Rivera was usually a position player who plays at third base. He may be swatting in at third base. Rutschman swatting in at catcher. In that regard. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Gunnar Henderson's 0 for 3 in this game. 10 pitches into the 8 for Bubic. Just outside to the right by baseball length. 94 miles an hour. 1-0 is the count. %74% chance to win for Kansas City. Baltimore needs a clutch hit. Whether it be Henderson, Rutschman, Santander. Henderson fouls off of Salvador Perez. 1-1 is the count. Though the Royals, they also have Freddie Fermin at their disposal. He is the second catcher here. Both of them hailing from Venezuela. Salvi from Valencia, and Fermin from Puerto Ordaz. 1-1 count here for Bubic against Henderson. The throw. And Henderson fouls. So it'll stay put for another at-bat sequence. They have not came up with nicknames for this young core. Their nicknames have been there for Burnesy, Corbin Burnes. 1-2. At the right, fastball 94. The McCannon, James McCann, Brohern, Ryan O'Hearn, Agua Blanca, Anthony Santander, who is 29 years old. AC, Austin Slater. F, Zach Eflin. Here's the 2-2. No swing as this one's outside. Full count, slider 85. 15 pitches already for Bubic. The Royals have not scored at any point. 16th throw for Bubic. It's the 3-2. And there's the walk for Gunnar Henderson as he goes to first. It was spiked to the dirt. And Chris Bubic will see another batter. Anthony Santander. Matt Quatraro is not subbing out. Lucas Erceg is warming up. The run by Bobby Wood Jr. being the only score of this game. 16 pitches in. Here's Bubic on the throw. It's up high for Jordan Westburg. It's not Santander. He's third in the order. I apologize for my miscue. 264 batting average. Westburg with strikeout and 2 flyouts. All-star second baseman. 1-0. Downstairs for Westburg. No movement from Henderson. Comes 2-0. Runner at first. Salvador Perez. Standing tall. The 34-year-old. Standing strong. Mark Viento scores for the Mets, by the way, an update. Perez is a 5-time AL Gold Glove winner. On deck is Santander. Should Westburg reach. Swing and a miss. Down low on the changeup. 85 miles an hour. Lucas Erceg, the second-year man. Split time between Oakland and Kansas City this year. 2-1 the count. 20th throw for Bubic. Line drive. It's a base hit. Henderson stopping at second base. And Chris Bubic feeling some of that pressure. So what does Matt Quatraro do? Santander, fly out, strikeout, and pop out. And Quatraro is likely going to pull out Bubic after 20 pitches. He did his part. He is responsible for walking Gunnar Henderson and a hit against on Jordan Westburg. Now it's Santander coming in. And Bubic checks out. Lucas Erceg will be in now. Erceg will try for a 4-out save here at Baltimore when we come back. New pitcher for the Royals is Lucas Ursig. 4-out save at hand. Santander is 0 for 3 on the day. Can put the Orioles in front. Go ahead, run at the plate. Runners at first and second. Westberg at first. Henderson at second. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to short. Bobby Witt Jr. throw to first. And there's the final out of the 8th inning. 9th inning, due up. Garcia, Massey, and Witt. If the Royals can close this one out, perhaps, and expand on their 1-0 lead. Do we see a pitcher not named Corbin Burnes in the 9th? We'll find out shortly. Adley Rutschman was previously the DH. He is now catching for the Orioles as they get set for the 9th inning defensively up against Michael Garcia, who has the only run of this game. Thanks to Bobby Witt Jr., who had a base hit, and Garcia, he has another base hit on this ground drive to left field. Off the curveball, Garcia thought about going to second, thinks better of it. Exit velocity 102.3 miles an hour. Rutschman is the catcher. And Corbin Burnes, well, that Keegan Aiken may be warming up. And he is now out. Aiken is the first reliever out. He has this. Corbin Burnes is done. Aiken's coming in. So now Massey, Witt, Pasquantino, barring a double play, will be on. Back in a moment. the scoring look at the Mets and Brewers game, it is 3-2 Mets. Jesse Winker, RBI triple, scoring in Mark Vientos and Pete Alonso. And Starling Marte hit a sac fly, scoring in Winker. They take the lead in the second inning. And Michael Massey pops it up, and this will land down into the hands of Jordan Westburg, who will record the first out. Kagan Aiken, first pitch out. Here for Baltimore as they want to mount this come-from-behind victory. That's the longest start by Baltimore pitcher in a postseason since 1997 for Corbin Burnes, as he lasted 8 innings, throwing 84 times, 56 strikes, ERA of 1.13. Cole Ragans have an ERA of 0 in Game 1. First pitch strike, 88 miles an hour. As he is facing Bobby Witt Jr., the best hitter in baseball this year, as he fouls it. It's a slider 80M. The first pitch is a fastball 94 on the second one. Aiken trying to get this comeback for the Orioles. Ursig trying to get the 4-out save for the Royals. 977 OPS, 332 batting average. This far, this superstar who signed an 11-year deal. Witt fouls again, 94 on the fastball. He is the youngest Royal with an RBI in the postseason since 1978. Last one being Quint Hurdle. Kansas City back in the postseason for the first time since winning the World Series in 2015 as Witt gets out the way. Fastball 94. Salvador Perez, the last player from either team in the 2014 ALCS series to be on either roster. The 8-game postseason winning streak wouldn't be complete without a defensive gem by then with left fielder Alex Gordon. And Witt, oh my goodness, he fouled off himself and he got stung by it. That's gotta hurt. In the final game, Jason Vargas was the winning pitcher. The save by Greg Holland, his fourth. Holland got four saves, all in close wins against the Orioles in that year's ALCS. 8-6 at Camden Yards. 6-4 Camden Yards in games 1 and 2. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. To the right side, Bobby Witt Jr. Back deep is Santander to make the catch. And that's 2 up and 2 away. Witt will sit down. Now is Vinny Pasquantino, who Aiken has to go up against. It's a 2-1 victory for Kansas City in Game 3 at Kauffman Stadium at the 2014 ALCS. And another 2-1 victory. Only one home run in Game 4 being Ryan Flaherty. Up high for Pasquantino. 7 hits for KC in Game 3 to Baltimore's 3 at Kauffman. In that 2014 ALCS. Bob Norris was a starter in Game 2 as that pitch, disengagement was too long for Aiken. Garcia was able to get back safely. Norioki, he got a base hit. Lorenzo Cain doubled. Eric Hosmer singled to score both runners. In Game 2, here's the 1-0. Way off at the right side. 86 miles an hour on the slider. Now, Kansas City defense continued a postseason run of highlight reel plays. In Game 6, when Adam Jones went off the inning, would appeared to be a double to the right center field gap, but Cain made a diving catch to retire Jones. Cain covered 82 feet in 3.65 seconds. Downstairs! And here's an attempted steal by Michael Garcia. He's safe! 2-1! That was a beautiful steal by Garcia as he took off and ran. Garner Henderson tried to tag, but he was a little... it was right there for the taking, but Garcia beat him out. Brandon Hyde wants to challenge. The call is that Garcia is safe. Matt Quattraro already used up his challenge. So for the moment, as we look back at the ALCS of 2014, Alcides Escobar hit a one-out homer to give the Royals a 1-0 lead to begin with. And then with the bases loaded, Alex Gordon hit a broken back looping fly ball that dropped just fair inside the right field line to play all 3 runners. And it was 4-0 KC. Baltimore got a run back on Adam Jones' RBI base hit, but it could have been more had it not been for a great diving catch by Gordon in the left center field gap, robbing Steven Pierce of a hit. In the bottom of the 5th, after the Royals added a run, at top of the frame, the Orioles finally got to James Shields. Nelson Cruz added to his postseason legacy with an RBI double, and Ryan Flaherty delivered a 2-run single to make it a 1-run game. Baltimore has one remaining challenge. The runner is safe. Garcia is safe at second. The count remained 2-1. So it's 5-4 after Waptis, Jonathan Shoop, and a flare single to right by Nick Markakis. Alejandro De Aza hit a high chopper past the pitcher's mound as Escobar no play on. Shoop scored to tie the game. 2-1. Downstairs. 3-1. Slider 87. Jones hit what appeared to be a double play ball, but Mike Moustakas relay throws short hop Eric Hosmer, and the inning continued to bring up Cruz. He could not deliver the big hit this time as he rolled into an inning-ending double play. And the game turned to the bullpens, generally decided to be a strength for both teams. 3-1. And Pasquantino skies it up. It's going over to the stands at the first level. So Moustakas relay for... So the game turned to bullpens. At the top of the ninth, Zach Britton for the Orioles struggled to find the strike zone, walking the first 3 batters. And at one point, he missed with 12 straight pitches. He then got out the jam by getting Hosmer on a forced play at home, but before Darren O'Day was brought in to pitch, getting Billy Butler to hit into a double play to keep the game tied heading into the bottom of the ninth. Wade Davis finished a strong outing by striking out the heart of the O's lineup in the bottom of the ninth. Game was headed to extra innings. The 3-2. Downstairs. And Pasquantino will draw the walk. With 2 outs remaining, Pasquantino at first, Garcia at second, off the stolen base. And Brandon Hyde is coming in. So Alex Gordon's postseason breakout was complete with his 10th inning in fly landed over the top of the high right field wall to give the Royals a 6-5 lead, but they weren't done yet. Salvador Perez reached on a walk, then Moustakas launched his 3rd home run at the playoffs, giving the Royals a 3-run lead. Greg Holland got the first out to the bottom of the 10th, but then gave a single to Flaherty. Jimmy Paredes reached on a walk to Delman Young, delivered a pinch hit single to make it a 2-run game. But Holland would then get Markakis to ground to second to end the game. Back in a moment for the next pitcher. Orioles make the switch to their closer, Sir Anthony Dominguez, who they have used as their closer ever since he was acquired from Philadelphia. Austin Hayes was dealt to the Phillies. You have Colton Cowser to the full-time minutes at left field. 4.45 ERA in 63 games played, 58 2/3 innings. First and second occupied, Dominguez being brought in to get the final out of the 9th inning. Orioles are down by 1, and Salvador Perez fouls on the first pitch, 98 miles an hour. 0-1. So it's 3-2 Mets up against the Brewers. Thanks to Starling Marte. 786 OPS for Perez in the regular season. He's been their all reliable. Age 34. Perez Fouls it right to Adley Rutschman. And that is an 0-2 count just like that. Garrett Hampson, Robbie Grossman, 2 inactives, in which they were initially on the active roster, but they were placed on the inactive roster right afterwards. Grossman won a World Series last year with the Texas Rangers, though he was alternating designated hitter duties with Mitch Garver, who is now with the Seattle Mariners. Dominguez is 1 strike away from sending this to the bottom of the ninth. Get Lucas Erceg back onto the mound for Kansas City, trying to get the 4-out save. Though Baltimore needs to clutch it. Here's the 0-2. There's a swing and a miss. Salvi punches out. Mountcastle, Rutschman, and Cowser all have a chance at winning this and walking it off for the Orioles. We'll be right back for the bottom of the ninth in this pitcher's duel. Ryan O'Hearn will be filling in to pinch hit the Orioles, the former Royal, getting a chance here as he is pinch hitting for Ryan Mountcastle, either sending this to the 10th or winning it outright here in the ninth. 264 batting average and 15 home runs. Wild throw way up, 85 on the slider, and it's to the right. Sir Anthony Dominguez got the Orioles out of a bases-loaded jam in the ninth. 1-0 pitch. O'Hearn fouls to the back. 98 on the fastball by Erceg. The Royals closer, acquired from Oakland at the deadline, who's a reliever with them, is set up for Mason Miller, the Athletics closer. Change up 90 is to the right. It's outside that time. Erceg has to find the strike zone. It's a Royals team that's gone through 3 different closers. Will Smith, James McArthur, and Lucas Erceg now. Fastball 99 is between O'Hearn and the zone. 3-1 just like that. Smith lost the duties to McArthur after a horrendous showing. And though Smith is on the 10-day IL, he does have a 6.53 ERA, so it's yikes. Swing and a miss. Low drive on a golf ball swing. 92 on the changeup for the former Royal. This in transition, it may have looked like a curveball, but it may have been more of a faster end of the curveball. O'Hearn batting 264. He knows the Royals. He played for them. Now draw walk. It's to the left of the zone. Ryan O'Hearn gets a runner at first. So Matt Quatraro with a crucial decision to make. It's over the left side, 99 miles an hour. Was so close to being on the inside. And O'Hearn, who had a 264 batting average of 142 games played. He did not start this game, but is certainly very well. 761 OPS, 15 home runs. Adley Rutschman, who struggled all playoffs long last year, 1 for 12. 99 miles an hour to the right. Urseg will have to find a zone. And so far, he is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. A flyout twice. Oh, and that is a changeup that goes outside bottom right, 92 miles an hour. 2-0 just like that. Who knows if we need extra innings here? For a 92 first straight innings pitched without allowing a home run for Lucas Ursig. The last time that's happened, June 12th, when he was pitching for the A's before he became the Royals closer. Timeout called by Salvador Perez. And so he and Ursig will discuss things over. This crowd is loud here as they're waving the orange towels at Birdland. They have a shot at winning. Rutschman bringing a winning run at the plate. He can win it with a home run, tied with an RBI double or a triple. The 2-0 for Ursig. Low center, 100. No swing from Rutschman. It's the 2-1. It's right down the middle. Now there is a conversation that needs to be had about facing pitchers who throw fastballs of at least 95 miles an hour, where the Orioles tend to struggle. We need to go to that some more. The 2-1. And that's foul to the back. Triple digits, 100, fastball. It becomes 2-2. And these days, closers, they are uber reliable on fastballs where they can hit triple digits on such occasions. Such as the case with Andres Munoz, Robert Suarez, Raisel Iglesias, and even as sometimes Aroldis Chapman. 2-2 as Rutschman fouls again. 93 on the changeup. Ursig already has gone for 13 pitches. How much longer will he go? Edwin Diaz was out there for 40 pitches yesterday on the first game of a doubleheader against the Braves for the Mets. He got the final 5 outs for the Mets. Another 2-2. Cold strike free on the bottom line, 93 miles an hour. It looked very close. And Rutschman is definitely not happy, as he thought it was outside the strike zone, and it may have looked as such, but you can get away with it being thrown just outside the zone by a baseball length, and that time, Ursig did. So that's out number 1 for Ursig in this ninth inning. It is Colton Cowser. Ball 1, changeup 92 on the bottom right side. Just outside the zone, 1-0. O'Hearn is at first base with 1 out. So Colton Cowser took a ball previously. Now he takes a strike down for the middle. Changeup 91. Ursig trying to get the save here for Kansas City. 768 OPS, 24 home runs, and he's been emerging ever since he got full-time minutes ever since Austin Hayes was traded to the Phillies. Cowser pops it up to shallow center. Witt's there, but Kyle Isbell will handle things. 2 up and 2 away. Baltimore is down to their final strike. Their final out. And the Orioles, they're sending out Heston Kierstad to pinch hit for Ramon Urias. Emmanuel Rivera filling in at third base in such a case. So James McCann no longer utilized. 17 pitches in. So a Mal meeting here. So Lucas Ursig getting resting his arm for this next sequence. Kjerstad batting 253 on the year. 39 games played, 99 at-bats, 351 on-base percentage, 394 slugging percentage, and a 745 OPS. 25 hits, 4 home runs. Just 4 home runs on the year for Kjerstad on the season. But this could be a big one for Baltimore. The winner of Game 1 in a best-of-3 wildcard series has won 14 of the 16 in series. Kjerstad pumps and misses. Slider 85. Baltimore down to their final out. Final 2 strikes. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. Kjerstad fouls it to the back. And it's an 0-2 final strike for Baltimore. A home run by Kjerstad. He's not a home run hitter. But the Orioles fans would love to see one from him. But it's for this 25-year-old native of Amarillo, Texas. It's already a leadoff walk. The runners at first. Kjerstad fouls to left as it was grounding there. 1-0 Royals. Cedric Mullins on deck. Should Kjerstad reach? 20 pitches already for Lucas Erceg. Mets lead 3-2 at American Family Field. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful as O'Hearn got back to first on the throw to Yuli Gurriel. 40-year-old ex-Astro. Last year with the Marlins. La Piña, the native of Sancti Spiritus, Cuba. 0-2. Spike to the dirt. 87 on the slider. And Salvi made a good block. No attempt to get to second base from O'Hearn. And a good block there by Salvi to keep it 2 outs and 2 strikes. That's the first ball as it was spiked to the dirt. 1-2. Kjerstad fouls again. This is to the right. So the Orioles clinging on for dear life here in Game 1. Royals at the only run thanks to Bobby Witt Jr. scoring in Michael Garcia. Once again, it's 1-2. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. Bobby Witt Jr. and the Kansas City Royals get the first win in postseason action for KC since winning the World Series 9 years ago. 1-0 your final score. Cole Ragans gets the win, pitching 6 innings. 8 strikeouts for him. Corbin Burnes, credit for the loss, allowing the lone run, despite pitching 8 innings. And a stellar outing for him. The longest that an Orioles pitcher's gone since 1997. Lucas Erceg, the save, a 4-out save of such. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Witt, the only run batted in, he scored in Michael Garcia. And a shutout here for Kansas City. Another 1-0 win. 5 hits apiece for both KC and Baltimore. No errors, but it's a 6-inning run by Bobby Witt Jr. The difference here. That's going to do it. From Oriole Park at Camden Yards, I am Alec Nava saying so long from Baltimore. Tomorrow, the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Mets at American Family Field. See you then, everyone, and have a good night.